Coach, obviously a lot of people will look at South Carolina's record, but I'm sure you guys studied them a lot more than just the record. They haven't won as much, but they played more consistent lately and played better ball. What have you seen from them lately?
Yeah, they're coming off a heartbreaking loss on the road, and they could have went either way at Georgia. Obviously, like all of us, when you lose a game like that, it's a gut punch, and you got to regroup, and it's a quick turnaround for both of us. But they're got really good players. They run good stuff. When they're playing their best, they're shooting the ball from the three and making a lot of threes, and most of their wins, it seems like their three-point total is much higher than in their losses. And if they look at us, which obviously they are, they know that we've struggled defending the three recently, and so it's something that we'll continue to talk about. We'll continue to try to shore up our defense in that regard, because if you don't, them being at home, etc., that could be a difference maker during the game.
We'll stay front row and go to Steph to coach's left.
Chris, kind of following up on that, I mean, Gregory Jackson's the guy that, kind of sets the tone for them as a freshman. What have you seen from him, to have this type of impact his first year in the SEC, and I guess how do you try to slow down a guy like that?
Yeah, he's a load. He's just does it in a variety of ways. That's what's so difficult to prepare for is he's got that size and body walking in the door, but he's got such his game has a variety to it. He can shoot the three off the catch, off the bounce. He can drive the ball, go either direction. He's got a nice mid-post game where he can take smaller guys that are matched up on him, and he can, shoot a little fadeaway or get all the way to the rim and try to bully ball you a little bit. And he plays with supreme confidence. So, he's their leading scorer, and even as a freshman, and definitely will get our full attention. But it won't be one guy's responsibility. It'll be our whole team trying to, get him off the sweet spots as best we can.
Go back to the cameras and John.
Hey, Chris. With your guys coming off such a big win against, the number 11 team, and then against South Carolina right after that, a team that hasn't had its best season, how confident are you in your guys to, not overlook them as an opponent on Tuesday night?
I certainly hope that we wouldn't do that, considering where we're at and how we need to get an SEC win in the worst way. And it's been addressed. We met last night to try to reset the week, if you will. Certainly watched clips of the TCU game, good, bad, and ugly, like we always do. Take a little break and then set the tone for the scout for South Carolina. It was more of a mental day than anything else, but I made sure that they understood that what their program is thinking about right now. They have us, who doesn't have a glossy record, coming into their gym, and they're in the same mode as we are, just hungry to get a win, and we have to go to their place. And what we can't fall into the trap of is, we played pretty well against Alabama on the road in a game that woulda, coulda, shoulda, and then turn around and play the 11th ranked team at home. And it's easy to get motivated when you're playing those kind of teams. I mean, every competitor knows when you're playing teams that will move the needle a little bit. You should be super motivated in your preparation and in your play. And then when you play a team that maybe doesn't have the ranking behind their name or as glossy a record, sometimes it's human nature to just be overconfident. And certainly I don't think our guys have any reason to be overconfident, but we made them well aware of having the right mindset last night with just mental focus, and then certainly this afternoon before we get on the plane of having a really good practice, and just getting us all on the same page with playing the way we need to play, and just being super focused and trying to get a win.
We'll come back to the front row to coaches right, Theo and Paul.
Yeah, you mentioned meeting last night. Did your guys seem to have the balance in their step that you kind of predicted after the TCU game, and what did you kind of see from them coming off of that big win?
They did. They were borderline giddy at times, which was cool. You know, the football games were kind of going on, and we were keeping tabs on that a little bit. But they're also probably giddy because they knew we were doing anything physical. They seem to get a little more excited when they know we're not taped up, so they know we're not going to be physically going against one another. And I think they enjoy those practices probably better than the other ones. So I think it was a combination of all of it. But they definitely were good. They were really good. They were serious when they needed to be serious and locked in when they needed to be locked in.
In the last game, and I know things can change from week to week, but with Eric Reed struggling, you went with MJ Soam. How did you think he handled those minutes against a ranked team?
You know, he didn't do anything eye-popping. Either way, though. You know, he had the one nice cut that the ball got tipped a little bit. He couldn't gather it in before trying to go up and finish it. It was a really nice cut. A couple of the coaches commented, and I think the same, that he looked comfortable. You know, he didn't look wide-eyed or out of his element. And you know, when you're going through what you're going through, like we talked about heading into the game, you know, I said I needed to play some more guys and give some people some opportunities, and it was MJ's crack at it, and I thought he handled it pretty well.